Welcome to Let's Talk Stuff, the video where we talk about Stuff.io, the Web3 company revolutionizing the media industry. My last video was almost 2 months ago, and it was in preparation of the Bill token, William Shatner releasing his own media token on the Solana and Cardano blockchains. At that time, I said that I'll make my next video about it and how it went, so here we are. That's what I'm going to do today, but also later, I will go through the 2025 goals of Stuff.io, the ones they set out to accomplish earlier this year, and see if they actually made it. Let's get started. End of October, Bill Shatner released his media token, Dollar Bill. This is a 1 hour and a half one-man show of Bill himself. So you're not buying a token to speculate, ideally, you're buying a video to watch. And that's kind of how it was advertised to his 2 million followers. That, hey, you can buy this. But then it's more than just a video. It's also a currency. If you hold a lot of them, then you'll be able to buy stuff down the line. Maybe some new videos he's gonna release or something like this. So far, nothing happened. The only thing that did happen was that if you bought the Bill token, you would enter a sweepstake and get a chance to meet him. This sweepstake happened a couple of days back. 4 people were selected. To know if you won, you need to check your Stuff.io app or connect to the Stuff.io website, login. And if you go to My Stuff, you should see some information there. I'm not sure what is meant by information. Maybe they dropped you an extra token to let you know that you won. But that's where you can see it. So it's pretty cool because this is already an application of, hey, you're a fan, you're a holder, you can get access to some extra prizes. What's coming after that? More media tokens and so on. This, we don't know anything. So end of October, when I was doing my last video, I was like, okay, this guy has 2 million followers. I was seeing a lot of X activity, a lot of posts. I was quite optimistic into the number of new people who will be onboarded thanks to Bill. And the results are far less than what I expected. I was talking about a few thousand new users. We got maybe 200-300. So hey, it's still positive, I guess, but far from what I expected. So this is what I want to talk about, that we have a guy with 2 million followers and he's selling his exclusive one-man show. You cannot get it anywhere else. So it has value if you're a fan and you really want to consume all his content. And well, despite that, he sold like 300 copies. Actually, how did I calculate that? So this is SolScan, is the Solana Chain Explorer. And here I put the token, the Bill token. You can see 306 holders on Solana. And what I did, and this is really cool, I'm not sure if it's possible on the Cardano Express, but you can check all transactions, transfers, and filter by amount. So what I did is that, okay, I'm gonna filter all transfers which contain only one copy. The idea here is that if you were a normie and you would buy credit card and you just want to buy one video to watch it, then this would lead you to Solana. And if you buy one video for $9.99, I assume you're a no-coiner, as we say. Because if you bought, I think for 20 USD, you would get, what was it, 1.6 thousand videos. So might as well cough up and get thousands of them. So if you bought one video on Solana, I consider you are a newbie, basically. And when I filter like this, I get 241 transfers. Mind you, a transfer may be someone who bought one and sent to another of the wallets they control, but I find it very unlikely that, people who bought one will just move it around. So we'll say, okay, we got 241 new users thanks to this operation. And, well, it's good. Like, it's better than zero, that's what I mean. That they did maybe 2-3 weeks of marketing on the X account of Bill, and they got that many people. who were completely new, watched it. And what is also positive is that I didn't see any comments afterwards on X saying that, hey, I don't know how to read it, how to play the video didn't arrive, something doesn't work, you scammed me, or whatever. This is really important because this was basically the first, I will say, mass adoption Mint in a sense, which didn't get mass adoption, but you had people buying with credit card and being able to watch right away. So this process of coming in, buying by credit card, just putting an email address, your account is created, you can watch on stuff.io. This works, this workflow works. That is very important. Like it's a big checkbox that is being ticked. Now, it was not that many new users onboarded. So it may feel, when you come from a crypto background, that it was not such a successful sale. There were, I don't remember, 5 million tokens on each side or something like this. And well, they didn't get that. What I want to show is the perspective of Bill Shatner. So here I made very simple calculations. Mind you, those numbers are not super accurate. I did them when the sale officially ended, but technically you can still buy one by one on Solana. So how was this calculated? Basically, quantity sold, price, I took the bulk price, and I excluded the Solana singles, so people who bought per unit at $9.99 per unit. So when you put everything together, this is the sales proceeds, $75,000. If Bill Shatner is getting 70% of that, like every creator, then he made $50,000. Now you tell me if $50,000 is a success or not. I don't know. I don't know how much it cost him to do this, to pay for the production of his show, but to me it sounds pretty cool. I could use $50,000. So, and this is what I want to stress, is that, hey, crypto bros, if it doesn't sell out in 1 minute, it's a flop, and we're never gonna buy, and it sucks, and the project sucks, and blah blah blah. If you're an artist, you're like, hey, no, I had this show that I recorded and I never released, and no, streaming platforms, I don't trust them, I don't want to give them the rights, they're not gonna give me much money, and they can lie on how many streams there were, I have no idea, I have to trust them. So I can do that, or I can sell via stuff.io and make $50,000. And I know everyone, and I can message them in the Stuff.io app, and I can do cool things like sweepstakes. This is a success story. Just want to emphasize again, perspective of an artist, of a creator, living in the real world, where people don't buy 100 DVDs because they want to resell them for more money. Yeah? So, all things considered, we didn't get a lot of new users, and that is not good. There's no way around that. It was disappointing. The guy has 2 million followers. We got 200 plus new ones. Now his audience, from what I understand, is rather is on the older side, like 60 plus. So maybe people who are not comfortable trying out new things. I don't know. Maybe they got confused by the fact it was a media token, it's a token. But a lot of people are saying, hey, it's a scam in the comments, and I tried to do some education in there. But yeah, blockchain and crypto, they have a bad rep. So there's definitely some resistance from the regular folks. So here we are, this was Bill. Now I want to shift into the goals of stuff.io, the goals for 2025. So this was released in January this year. So hey, hopefully in less than a month we get the new updated goals for 2026. And look here, big goal, onboard 1 million new users. Shatner, Gores 241. So, I mean, there were many more mints and many more things happening than just Shatner, but I highly doubt we are there. Maybe 10,000, I would say, counting all the Gutenberg Bible holders. there are 11,000 book token holders, I mean Stuff token holders. So maybe okay, we have 10,000 users, which is what, 1% of 1 million. So goal definitely not met. There's no way around it. This was the big goal. So this didn't work out. Now let's go down one by one. Onboard large publishers, labels, studios. We got Wiley, which is a top 10 publisher, doing a few things. So we got some of that. But the big five from Catalyst earlier this year, well, it's nowhere to be seen so far. That being said, in case you don't follow stuff closely on Discord and so on, the tech is ready to ingest search catalogs, like big catalogs of big publishers. Technically, they can ingest and create all those ebooks. That's fine, that's done. What's not done is to have a selling system that can scale. Cardano doesn't scale. You cannot pay, 1 ADA, the minimum UTXO fee, like 1 ADA with every ebook. It's a lot of fees. No, it adds up very fast. In the context of, hey, you're an author, you are selling millions, and you're gonna pay millions in fees. No, it just doesn't compute, doesn't make sense. Hence the Stuff layer 2, but we'll get to that later. First, I want to go through the goals. Number 2, creator portal. Yes, big, yes, and this works and is awesome. I made a video 5 or 6 months back where I checked every people who released via the creator portal, how much they paid, how much they made, and in general it was like a 3x return on investment. Might not be as true now, a few months later, but it was quite a promising start. That's the beauty of it. You pay, I think it's $15 to release a music single. You sell it for $2, or you sell 10 of them, you made your money back. So tell your friends and family and use your fan base, and then you get something. Of course, big shout out to Some Market Cap for demonstrating that you can sell out every week hundreds of music singles. And I mean, I didn't calculate how much money they made, but it's probably, I guess, maybe $1,000, $2,000 every week. For how long have they been doing that? A few months. So a lot of money that they use to buy their token and burn it and so on. So it's very, very community driven. But it's a great example that, hey, if you have the community, you can sell out, you can make money and keep on doing art that they will enjoy and everyone can vibe together. So Creator Portal, I think big success, still limited, still Cardano, still standard mints, no different covers, no different rarities. But the proof of concept is there and is working and is bringing money to some people with community. Now, preview media. Yeah, I think this is basically done. Like with music, you can preview before you, like on the selling page. What I'm unsure is if they meant preview media in the sense that when you buy, before the transaction settles on chain, you can already access. And I believe this was done for the Bill Shatner's mint. 99% sure. So it's pretty cool, because hey, they know that you bought it, they saw the transaction, so they unlock the access already. And this is a more normal Web 2 thing, that hey, I bought something, I should be able to access it right away. So that's done. Consume to earn token system, that is not live. Get back to it later. Find and invite friends. I don't believe it's there, neither. Sell media, secondary marketplace, nope. Send and lend media, nope. Although I think on testnet they did it, that you can send something to a friend using their email address. And this is pretty cool. I think they did it on testnet, and it shouldn't be too long before it comes on mainnet. But this is, I mean, when it's gonna be unlocked, it's gonna be awesome. Because hey, you have friends, they have, hey, you got their favorite book on book.io, or big shout out as well to Kingdom of Rain by the Republic of Wolves. Really, really awesome rock opera, almost 3 hours long. It's a really, really good piece of music. I highly, highly recommend you to listen to it and ideally buy it. To own it is $10, which is very reasonable for that amount of content. And yeah, so I really like that album, and I wouldn't mind being able to send it to a friend, someone else who likes rock or metal, and tell them, hey, this is really cool. So I created for you an account, just send you the DA, basically the asset, via email. You get the email, it creates your account, you get the DEA in there, and you listen on stuff.io. This will help with getting more and more users. But for now, testnet. Mint and print, yes, very, very limited though. I think it was just Frankenstein and Dracula so far. Did we get Dracula with international shipping? I don't know. Yeah, so sorry, I'm not really prepared on that one because I remember it was reserved to US citizens, so I didn't pay too much attention to it. So technically, yes, we can mint and print very few books. So the capability is there, but it's not very extended yet. User pages and leaderboards, kind of. I think we can add profile pictures and change our usernames, but I don't believe we have user pages yet. Leaderboard, definitely not. Social rooms and book clubs, nope. So out of 10 goals, we have number 2, Creator Portal, number 3, Preview Media, number 8, Mint and Print, 3 out of 10. So last year we have to checkbox, it was 5 out of 10. So it looks like one could think they're trying to bite more than they can chew. Another way to look at it is pivoting. That the goals they set out at the beginning of the year are not exactly the same now. So here there are a few things I wanted to get back to. The consume to earn token system. Yeah, this was a big change this year. If you go to the Stuff token page, we see the new tokenomics. I don't know why there's the first white paper in there. Am I on the right page? No, this is the old page. This is the new page. So here we are. I didn't know we are supposed to get this on Polygon eventually, so learn something every day. So yeah, this was the real big new thing that came this year, and I think it's one of the highlights. So what it is a revamp of the tokenomics. If you've been watching the videos, you know what this is about, but in a nutshell, before there was this consume to earn system, which had 5 billion Stuff tokens locked for that, just for the system to rewarding people who use the app. They decided to burn that. For some obscure reason, they decided not to burn all at once, but progressively. Mind you, we're already a good 60% there. I think by April, like 90% will be burned, something like this. So I don't know why they didn't do it all at once, but I guess maybe marketing, so that every week they can say, hey, we burned stuff. Why not? So here we are. And okay, if consume to earn, if the tokens blocked for that do not exist anymore, so where do we get them from? So now everything will be powered by asset sales. We sell something, 70% for the creator, $50,000. Bill Shatner, that's for you. 30% for stuff.io, that was $25,000. Out of those 25,000, 70% for the company, and 30% to buy back stuff. So 30% of 25, $7,500, I believe. So $7,500 to buy back stuff from the market. So buying pressure. And what do we do with that? Or what we are gonna do, because this is not live yet. Okay, some will go to consume to earn. Good. And then a lot will go to the layer 2. So node rewards, storage rewards. We'll get for staking rewards, use some for marketing, use some for ambassador program, which launched this year but didn't really happen. And some part of that will be a token burn. And here question mark, what's the percentage? I mean, out of this 30%, is it 1%, 10%, 20%? We don't know, so we'll see when that happens. But that was a big change because this, I mean, I used the example of the Bill Shatner sale here, but you have to, if we project ourselves in the future, hey, the big five is here. Hey, we have the layer 2 blockchain, which is super fast and fees are cheap and we can send things to people. And hey, we have social rooms and book clubs. Like, no, the full environment is built. And now you get big releases on book.io, people selling millions of books. Even if they don't sell millions, this big five has 60,000 ebooks. Let's say they sell, a few thousand per day, which seems very realistic. Well, at the end of the month, maybe they sold 100,000, something like this. So yeah, it's a lot of buyback and burn. So here, they did that thing in the middle of the year that I think is a good thing to do. It's smarter this way. Take out this 5 billion token selling pressure that was with Consume to Earn and do really a loop, basically. Hey, anyone who buys something is actually triggering token buyback and burn and powering the Consume to Earn. So it's like you buy a book and as you read it, you get some money back in a sense. It's also very smart in the sense that, hey, you bought your book in one transaction, but the money you get back is going to be diluted over time. And then what you're going to do with those tokens is up to you. Are you going to accumulate and sell? Are you going to use them to access some book clubs? Are you going to keep them to release your own content? So what I want to point out here is the delay. That the buying on the market was triggered with one transaction, but the potential selling that could happen is going to take much more time to happen and may not be at once. So it feels like there may be more buying pressure than selling pressure. Strictly talking about this loop here. So yeah, that's one big thing that happened this year. And so the second thing that I already talked about is the layer 2. And the layer 2 was not in the goals here. It was not in the goals, but it is what will enable to reach those goals. Secondary marketplace, I think, if they have their own blockchain, it's much easier. They could maybe do almost some kind of custodial way of doing it. Like, hey, you know me, you have your account, you go to the secondary marketplace, you buy from someone. So this someone gets paid, I guess, in crypto. And you get your asset on your account already linked and you just consume. Simple as that. So Consume to Earn is also linked to the layer 2. Sending and lending media, also if they control the layer 2, then it's easier to know who owns what at what time. So I think it's they fell very short of accomplishing those goals. We are far from 1 million users. 3 goals out of 10. Not great on paper. Now, when we look under the hood, they revamped the tokenomics in a way that makes more sense. And they are working on this layer 2. Layer 2, they are working on with Fluid tokens. Fluid tokens that are directly involved in the creation of the Midgard layer 2. So it's a Cardano layer 2. And it was said that they are building the Stuff blockchain alongside Midgard in parallel. So whenever Midgard is ready, which is supposed to be end of this year, the Stuff layer 2 shouldn't be too far behind. I mean, that being said, I don't know how to say, there will probably be some testnet, there may be some other things behind that they need to set up, like find the first node validators, who's gonna do it, things like this. So doesn't mean that the blockchain is developed, that it's ready. Just means, okay, it's ready to test and try to figure things out before we go mainnet. So my hope is that we get mainnet next year. But yeah, we have to be patient again. That being said, it's really the stepping stone to get mass adoption. When you visualize a future where, okay, it's stuff blockchain, it's super fast, super cheap fees, you get your assets right away. You're an artist like Snoop Dogg, who joined this year. So another big news. Let's say he wants to sell something or give something away. Well, you need the blockchain that can handle a lot of transactions at once. And it shouldn't cost him $50,000 just in fees to send out 50,000, free NFTs or something like this. That's gonna enable a lot of things. So I feel like this year was more about thinking long term and setting themselves up for success. The last thing I want to talk about is if we go back here to the token, I'm not sure if this market cap is dynamic, because on the prior page, this seems to be a widget from CoinGecko, and I guess this would be accurate because the price is around that at the moment. But anyway, what I mean to point out here is that we have a token with the price is, it went down like crazy this year, so it doesn't feel good to be a first like a day one holder, but excellent for dollar cost averaging. I bought $500,000 a couple of days ago just because it's so cheap. If you want to be a stuff millionaire, it's way more accessible now. And what I want you to look at is this. Okay, market cap around $5 million. Yeah, there will be around 5 billion tokens at the end. At this price, then okay, it's $5 million. And this is just it's mainly Cardano, yeah? I don't think anyone really buys on MEXC. Probably no one on Solana. I'm not even sure there's a liquidity pool. So just the Cardano peeps. Cardano peeps who, most of them probably forgot about stuff because, well, there was a lot of hype at the beginning and then, well, they have to build and now it's less fun. And there are other opportunities, other companies stood out, like Strike token or Bodega also, they did pretty well at some point this year. So Cardano peeps are not buying stuff anymore. They even have their bags, so they're like looking at the chart and it sucks. So the price increase is not gonna come from Cardano, in my opinion. Will it come from Base? Maybe. I'm not sure how big the community is over there. But what I mean to say is, here I'm talking more from a speculation perspective. The thing that will drive the price up is the new tokenomics, the buyback and burn, when there'll be a lot of, when you have the big five publisher, even bigger artists, big music labels, when all of this will be in place and they're really selling a lot every day, and a percentage of this lot will go into buying back and burning, then this will be a great story for crypto bros. And they may just elect to buy on MEXC if they want to speculate. But the point I'm finally getting at is that, okay, we have $6 million here. Sorry, 5 millions. And I want to compare to IP, the story token or IP token. So IP is a project, I don't like using project, a startup probably, or a company, whose goal is to protect IP, and in particular from, how do you say that, wrongful AI use. So that, hey, you can put your stuff on chain, but AI cannot use it, something like that. It's somehow similar to what Stuff is doing, like protecting IP. IP means books, music, videos. And I'm not sure on which blockchain they are, to be honest. I see some MetaMask wallet here, Coinbase, so maybe it's a Base thing. But what I want you to look at is the market cap. $648 million. So it's more than 100x compared to Stuff.io. I'm not saying that Stuff.io is gonna get there, but you do have companies and tokens that are in the hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap. And I don't see why Stuff.io with people like Snoop, Bertelsmann, Bill Shatner, Mark Cuban, like a lot of big investors and big players of the media industry, people who say, hey, it's broken, let's build something else. We have the connection, we have the money, we have the fame to get the fans to try it out. What is 241 fans if you're Bill Shatner? So we have all those people, we have the technology, it's patented. Once they get the layer 2, I think they have a very strong business case. IP is its own blockchain. It's a layer 1, I believe. I recall reading that they wanted to create the layer 2, but they were still limited somehow by the layer 1 they were building on, so they decided to create their own layer 1. So this is a blockchain token for a blockchain specialized on IP. And the market cap is $600 million. This is a token which will soon represent a layer 2 blockchain specialized in the media industry. Everyone consumes media. So that's why I bought more, basically. I'm not saying that you should do it, no, not financial advice. I know it's super low and it may go lower. I don't know, I don't care. Invest what you can lose. But it's just when you take a step back, you don't look into Discord or the charts or something like this. You just look at the facts. All the investors, all they built already, all they are yet to build, but I don't see why they wouldn't get there. So all the investors with the connections, also the funds to keep them going and keep on developing. I don't think they're gonna fail, honestly. I don't see it. It's too good for fans. It's too good for creators. They already got big names in there. I mean, Snoop, he invests a bit in everything, but Bill Shatner, like, he's big. I mean, in this Star Trek niche, he's big, I would say, but they do have big names, legit people. So for me, it's just a matter of time before everything falls into place. So this year, yeah, they didn't reach all their goals. They had to pivot, rethink things. It's, I guess, a bit disappointing in the sense that, hey, we have to wait longer and the token may suffer. And God knows the Gutenberg Bibles are not as coveted anymore since they don't give free stuff anymore. So probably my library went down maybe at least 2 or 3x this year. So that sucks. But long term, I think it still makes a lot of sense. And Cardano people can forget about stuff and look for the next shiny gem. In my mind, I'm like, you know what? All-time high was, I think, like 4 cents, something like this. So it's like a 20x from here. I'm like, yeah, whatever I invest now, probably a few years down the line, maybe 3, 4, 5 years, it's a 20x. And doing 20x in 5 years is good enough for me. Or maybe I'll do minus 100% and everything goes out the window. But see what I mean? That I try to have different expectations. And I love the team and they keep on putting things out. For a few months, they do weekly streams on Discord, X, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. So they are really stepping up their social media game, being more transparent. Now they have all their releases on Friday. You get a New Stuff Friday email with everything that is on sale. It's way more streamlined in a sense. They look more professional than they did at the beginning of the year in a sense. So I see that they keep on building, putting in the effort. We still have our monthly tech wrap-up where we learn what's happening. And while it may not come out as fast as we'd like, and as they would like, well, it's still coming. Hey, we got Meet and Print, we got the Creator Portal. Sending to a friend is live on testnet, so it shouldn't be too long. So yeah, for me, the trust is 100% still there. I'll just wait it out and keep on making videos to keep everyone informed. maybe I'm some kind of perma bull on stuff.io. Maybe there are things I don't see or I don't want to see. So, I'm not saying I'm saying the truth or I know everything, I know the future. I'm not trying to influence people. I'm just sharing my opinion, which I try to build, to structure. It's not only feelings, it's also some degree of observation. All right. So to sum up this video, Bill Shatner, the token, yeah, we didn't get a lot of new users, but the guy still made 50K. So definitely a success story they can use to get new people, new movie stars to join. So that's great. Then went through the 2025 goals, 3 out of 10, far from onboarding 1 million users. So this year was more about building, and I think we will have to wait for the layer 2 before we see anything big coming on. Layer 2 will need to shout it from the rooftops so that everyone in the crypto world, not only Cardano, learns about it. Because investing in a blockchain, that is sexier than on the Cardano project, I'd say. And they'll have built a lot of things. They'll have a lot of big names already behind them. So it shouldn't be too hard to convince people that this is a good bet. All right, this is the end of this pretty long video. It's been a while. I guess the next one will be once they release the new goals. Last time they did it at the beginning of January. So maybe 1 month from now, I'll make the next video about 2026 goals. Until then, as always, thank you very much for sticking around, for watching. If you celebrate, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. See you next time.